Thank you. I'm Arikia. I'm the founder of CTRL X. It's really great to be here and meet all of you. And just a bit about myself. So I studied engineering and started working in the journalism industry 20 years ago, or 30 if you count my first job as a newspaper delivery girl for 10 cents a paper. And so I've seen the whole realm of problems in the journalism industry, which I don't think I have to explain in too much depth to this audience, which is nice. But yeah, basically the industry is in free fall. There's been like 43% revenue drop in the media industry over the last 10 years, and the amount of freelancers has increased 50% because staff positions aren't really attainable. And so, I mean, we talk a lot about censorship here. There's overt nation state censorship, but there's also more insidious forms where if journalists aren't practicing journalism, it's also a form of censorship. So how do we address these problems? Yeah, about 10 years ago, I had this crystal clear vision for a system that would incorporate blockchain technology to license journalistic assets so that they can be preserved forever, monetized and distributed in a whole new way. And so this three-part system gives creators control over their content, which up until now has pretty much been left to centralized systems like publications, which are dropping like flies for various reasons. And those entities don't have the obligation to preserve the assets. They benefit financially from them to the extent that they can. And then it doesn't matter if the content is preserved, but it matters to the journalists. So by taking these assets back to the creators, I think that's the best shot we have for making sure that they're preserved throughout time. This is our tech stack. This is a slide that a lot of investors have said, like, oh, we don't need to see this, but I think this audience will appreciate it. And you see Arweave is on the infrastructure layer of our build. So it's really critical to our infrastructure. And we are using Solana's Metaplex for the NFT minting. We won the Radar Hackathon last year. And I'm going to show you, hopefully this works, a little demo of the tech. So we need to meet journalists where they are. A lot of them don't have Web3 wallets, so we're exploring even further account abstraction so that they can just log in with an email address. And we're assuming that they're already publishing on some Web2 system. So those articles are already imported, but we're starting with an export file from the Ghost CMS. So our system parses the JSON file and then lets users license, mint the license for individual assets, then set the price that it will be that will be paid in the marketplace where readers can access single articles. So this is creating a new business model to basically bypass the subscription model of journalism, which is at its capacity. I think everyone has subscription fatigue. So then the author and owner will sign the transaction and confirm that they're the lawful owner, and success. Now, the text of the article is encrypted and stored on Arweave. And you can then basically anyone who has the token can then unlock the encryption to view the content. And you can see the license is tracked with the metadata on the Solana blockchain. And I think that's about it. Oh yeah, right now the creator has to unlock it twice because the URL could be sent around, so they have to revalidate that they have the token. Yeah, and then we're hoping this will be the first author-owned content exchange where authors can archive, license, and monetize their content. And we're really focusing on professional journalists that have large bodies of work where their content might be scattered across dozens of different Web 2 platforms where they can't even like show people their portfolios anymore. So they can't prove that they're actually legitimate journalists that have been in operation for however long they have. And I think like when journalists really own their digital legacies, they're going to be empowered to monetize in new ways and continue the practice so that the craft doesn't disappear forever, so that it's not just, PR people and misinformation propaganda specialists that have the ability to produce knowledge records of our society. And so we are already in the process of talking with a lot of different journalists from some publications. I used to be an editor at Wired, and so now all my friends are running it, which is really nice. And we're really focusing on journalists that derive 100% of their income from their journalistic activities. But in theory, it'll be open to all kinds of journalists. I'm really sorry about this slide. I realize that 8% of you might not be able to see what's happening here. But yeah, this is showing link rot from the Harvard Law School study that, I guess everyone's familiar with link rot too, but it's getting worse and worse. And right now we are just past the first phase of our MVP completion, and we need to build out the micropayment transaction protocol next. And we're hoping that by the end of the summer, we're going to have customer development interviews with 100 practicing journalists, and that we can launch a working version by the end of the year. This is the team. My two co-founders are next to me over there, and there's a lot more journalists that are all around the world that have been kind of waiting for me to finally do this. 10 years ago, I pitched the idea and I was told I was 10 years too early. So now I hope I'm right on time. So thanks a lot.